Welcome to the show. Deeply disgusting. So Mayor Young from Memphis is going to work with the National Guard when Trump take over that mother. Finally, the adults are back in the room. Let's get to it.
For being here, Representative Parkinson, City Councilman Ford. I see the chair of the County Commission is here, Shantae Avant, as well as Mikhail Lowry from the County Commission. We have business leaders, clergy, community members. We're all standing in solidarity for Memphis. And I know we have a lot of press here. This press conference will probably get broadcast in a lot of different places.
Look at the chief back there, the black chief, the female. Look at her face. She look like she don't play no games. I like her though. I like her. There's a lot of like monumental like cases that she like went out there, did the investigation where her guys did. She came up there, she spoke well. You know, she did, she do the best she can, but the city is more than the chief. In order for crime to be really put down, it takes everything. The legislation, it takes the courts, it takes the judges, it takes the chief, it takes the mayor, it takes the council people. It takes a community of politicians in order to get the job done, you know?
And as the eyes of the world are on Memphis, I want the world to know that Memphis stands together. This morning, we learned that the president and the governor are looking to bring federal resources to our city, which include the National Guard, which they have the authority to do. I want to be clear, I did not ask for the National Guard, and I don't think it's the way to drive down crime.
We not blaming you, brother. We actually think it's a good thing you're doing. We don't have nothing bad to say. You don't have to say, oh, it wasn't my agreement to bring troops here to drive down the crime, even though it was a good idea because the rest of the public looks at him as a demon or a devil, and a majority of the United States voted for him. It's kind of weird when you think about it, but we're going to be on his side. We're not blaming you, black man. Be independent. Think how you want to think.
However, that decision has been made. And as mayor of the city that I love, of Memphis, Tennessee, my commitment is to make sure that we work strategically to ensure that this happens in a way that truly benefits and strengthens our community. I want to note.
Yes. Can we get a round of applause? He's putting Memphis first, not his ego. He's putting Memphis first, not his political career. He's putting Memphis first. Memphis first. And thinking about one thing. What about the kids that are dying every day, man?
That we have been making progress as a city on reducing crime.
That's bullshit. Y'all ain't reducing nothing.
13% overall reduction in crime.
13%. You got 500 people dying every year. You talking about 13%? What's that? 2 cats and a dog?
In 2024, 19% reduction in violent crime.
Nah, we need at least 68. You see Trump took it down to 99%. I think the first week was like 88%. He talk about 13. How many people are still dying with 13%? Think about it. If you're working with 13 last year, 13 this year, 10 this year, we talk about in 10 years you're going to be down to 50. You're going to wait to 10 years to be down to 50% when you could put a stop to it right now?
29% reduction in murders. 37% reduction in car thefts, and that's in 2024. And on 2025, we're on pace to beat those numbers. We've been executing a very deliberate strategy, one that focuses on identifying the most violent individuals and groups in the city.
Okay, I get it. I get it. They're working on the crime, but it's not fast enough. It's not fast enough. It shouldn't be okay to have brown and black people die in the hundreds in a few square miles. That should not be okay on any politician radar. It just shouldn't. And if any politician is okay with going on stage and saying, okay, we lost 400 last year, we only lost 321 of y'all this year. We're doing a good job, guys. We're doing a good job. That's a form of racism, not controlling public safety.
And we've seen success. We've invested in a citywide camera network that provides the technology that allows us to capture criminals more quickly. We've recently had a successful FBI initiative in partnership with MP.
Yo, ain't this crazy? Memphis added more cameras. They actually added cameras with more technology. Meanwhile, Chicago took their cameras away. Tell me it's not a setup.
PD that has produced significant results. And because of the work and the tireless efforts of our law enforcement, we're seeing double-digit percentage reductions in crime across the board. And I believe that what we should do is double down on those strategies that we...
You see, the thing about these percentages, you see that he's reading from a statistics paper, but the people of Memphis is still feeling the pressure. You know, Miss Robinson, she didn't get fake robbed yesterday. She really got robbed. You know? Jackie across the street, you know, the one that got the bonnet in her hair all the time? Yeah, she really got carjacked like 5 hours ago. Like, it don't matter how much statistics you could put on there with this 13% and 12%. All we know is that there's still somebody getting killed right now.
Work. I think it's important that I say here as mayor that we know the work is not done. Our city is still far too high on too many of the bad lists. And we're committed to putting in the work to making sure.
At least he recognizes that. And he is a Democrat, I think. I mean, this is big for a Democrat, because what you're doing, you're actually admitting that you and other Democrats before you who had control of the city sucked. And that's not a good thing to admit.
Sure that we do just that. I want to speak to the reality that far too many Memphians feel. Just over the past couple of weeks, we had a beautiful 901 Day celebration, our only holiday, the only holiday that we celebrate. No,
I don't even know what that is. What is 901 celebration? I'm gonna check that out later on.
no other place in the country, 901 Day, beautiful celebration. The event was scarred at the end of the night after everything was over because we had teenagers that had a shootout. We had a home in Hickory Hill where 4 residents were shot in their own home. I had an event last night, just last night, where I was walking through a festival, and there was a daughter that chased me down to hand me a letter that her mama had typed for her to give to me and put in my hand, where she talked about her son that passed away in 2018, and she's still looking for answers.
You see? You see? You see what I'm saying? People are out there suffering. You could sit in your suburban community and all day and protest. You don't want Trump. You don't want National Guard going in an area that you don't even live in. You could sit there and talk about the injustice all day, but until you talk to the mothers that lost the hundreds and hundreds of sons the hundreds of brown mothers and black mothers and white mothers that lost sons and daughters through daily criminal activity. It's not right.
So the pain of violence, we feel it. We know it all too well. To me, this is not about politics. This is not a political stunt for anybody up here. We're talking about real lives.
Thank you. That's exactly what I said in my last video. It has to come a time where these Democrats, especially those two imbeciles in Chicago, they got to put away the political cap. You got to know, you got to come to a point in your career where you got to realize, I can't continue to use these people as a pawn. I have to do what's right. Their cities have been living in crime and infestation of criminal carjackings and murders since the 50s. I finally could have an opportunity for Chicago and the rest of these cities, Memphis and Philly and LA and St. Louis and Newark, New Jersey and parts of Brooklyn and Bronx. They finally could have a chance for kids to actually come outside and see cut grass and a nice lawn and the streets are cleaned up and nobody's outside just chilling 10 o'clock at night, drinking liquor, smoking weed. No body bags, no murders, no carjacking. They can actually come outside and think. And that same child could actually have a free mind and actually could go upstairs and read a book. Because he has no stress, no street stress. He can actually go upstairs and read a novel.
So despite the reductions that we've seen, the crime is still too high and there's still too many victims. That said, we're going to continue to be laser focused on what it takes to reduce crime in our city. We know the National Guard is coming. My
boogeyman is coming, and he has red hair. Are you ready for him?
plan is to make sure that as mayor, I'm able to work with this community, with the governor, with the federal government, to ensure that the support that is provided supports the initiatives that we know work and not distract from our law enforcement efforts. There are questions that you all have that I'm not going to be able to give you an answer to today. But my team and I will be discussing those questions with the governor and the federal government. When will they come? How many people are going to come? How long will they be here? What are they going to wear? Where are they going to be geographically in the city? What assignments will they have? Those are all questions that we have.
Yes, you see what he's doing? What he's doing, this is a proper press conference. What he's doing, he's explaining to the public that, yes, troops are coming. Yes, it's from the federal government. Yes, we can't deny it. This is from our president. This is from our government. We must respect our government. The same way a police officer pulls you over, and you maybe don't like that police officer, but you know you're American and you know he's an American. And you should respect that police officer, not because you feel that you're high and mighty. You should respect him because he is somebody of law. He is somebody that has been put in place through a branch, through a hierarchy that we should respect. And that's why these politicians that disrespect the president, that say F you to the government, the same government they work under, that's why they will always be trash. They will always be that garbage that you put out the Tuesdays and Thursdays, depending on what town you in. They will always be that because they're nothing else but trash that you vote for. That you vote for. Wow.